and I didn't even know Jake Paul was fighting. So he's saying all this shit. I was in Italy. I didn't even know the guy was fighting. When Jake Paul lost to Fury, I haven't really paid attention to Jake Paul.
I have love for Jake too. I don't know.
Jake Paul just unleashed a bombshell after Dana White absolutely obliterated him with a brutal reality check right in front of the cameras. Let's not sugarcoat it. Jake's been busy building his reputation as the king of cringe. Between allegedly fixing a fight with Mike Tyson and swiping left on Andrew Tate's offer, he's practically running a masterclass in how to make yourself look ridiculous.
There's a lot of things that Dana and I agree on. There have been personal attacks, which he started. I will point that out. Calling my fights fake, hiring coaches for Ben Askren, bringing in the steroid.
But this time, Dana didn't just call him out. He dissected Jake's 4-year-long game plan with the precision of a UFC surgeon, exposing moves so absurd they make reality TV look real.
The only time I ever talk about Jake Paul is if I'm asked about him. He just brought him up.
I have a great
I
question.
wouldn't have brought him up, right?
They're probably scrambling to delete the footage of faster than Jake running from real opponents. So yeah, don't blink. You might miss the chaos.
With all the shit that I got going on and what we're doing, you think I'm thinking about Jake Paul?
No.
I'm not.
So what would one...
And I don't mean that in a way to shit on the kid.
He's making a lot of money.
It's just the truth.
Jake Paul, a self-proclaimed problem child of combat sports, has become one of the most polarizing figures in the industry. While he has managed to draw massive attention to his fights, his career has been dogged by allegations of gimmickry, scripted matches, and calculated matchmaking. His latest bout, a heavily criticized showdown against boxing legend Mike Tyson, has reignited the debate about authenticity in combat sports. What was hyped as a clash of eras turned into a fiasco when a fight script leaked days before the match. Fans who expected an epic battle between Jake Paul and the 57-year-old Tyson were left stunned as the script detailed every move, from Tyson's aggressive opening to Jake's mid-round caution and eventual dramatic comeback. The revelation turned excitement into outrage. Fans didn't pay for a theatrical performance disguised as a boxing match. They wanted a real fight. Instead, they got a poorly rehearsed spectacle. Dana White, never one to hold back, called the event a disgrace. His sentiments echoed across the combat sports world. Dana White's criticism of Jake Paul is nothing new. The USC president has been vocal about his disdain for Jake's approach to boxing, labeling it a circus act built on carefully orchestrated theatrics rather than genuine skill. Jake's formula for picking opponents has been a consistent sore point for Dana. The strategy is simple. Find fighters who are either older, smaller, or past their prime. From Tyron Woodley to Anderson Silva, Jake's opponents were once great but far removed from their glory days when they faced him. Dana didn't hold back on the Tyson fight either. Highlighting the 31-year age gap between Jake and Tyson, Dana criticized the matchup as yet another gimmick designed to generate headlines, not genuine competition. The fallout from the Tyson fight added to the growing perception that Jake Paul's career is more about marketing than fighting. The script leak painted a damning...
Fight the best. That's what we do, you know? What Jake Paul and those guys do is completely different. And again, the kid's doing his thing. I'm not shitting on him. And listen, if smaller, older guys want to fight him, then they're doing
picture. And fans who once tuned in out of curiosity are now questioning Jake's legitimacy as a fighter. The Tyson fight was supposed to be a defining moment for Jake. Instead, it became a turning point, exposing the limitations of his strategy. Tyson, despite his age and years away from competitive boxing, managed to showcase Jake's lack of skill. Moments where Tyson landed decisive blows highlighted just how outclassed Jake was. For Dana White, the essence of combat sports lies in genuine competition, the best fighting the best. Whether it's Khabib Nurmagomedov dominating his division or Amanda Nunes cementing her legacy, Dana's UFC ethos has always emphasized authenticity over showmanship. Jake Paul's approach couldn't be more different. His fights are meticulously designed for maximum spectacle. The opponents, the drama, the build-up. It's all about selling the fight, not necessarily winning respect in the sport. This difference is why Dana and many combat sports purists have such an issue with Jake. While Jake thrives on viral moments and controversy, the UFC builds its reputation on raw competition and fighters who have dedicated their lives to the sport. The Tyson fight wasn't just a disaster for Jake Paul's image, it was an insult to boxing fans. The script leak revealed a match that was more pro wrestling than boxing, complete with pre-planned sequences and a fifth-round comeback for Jake. For fans expecting a clash of eras, it was a massive letdown. Tyson, who hasn't fought competitively in years, still managed to expose Jake's weaknesses. Even with his age and physical limitations, Tyson's dominance was evident, making the script's attempt to elevate Jake all the more absurd. Jake Paul's antics highlight a larger issue in combat sports: the erosion of authenticity. When fights are reduced to viral moments and scripted drama, the sacrifices of real fighters are overshadowed. This isn't just about Jake, it's about the integrity of combat sports as a whole. Fighters like Alex Pereira, who boast real-world credentials like a 33-7 kickboxing record and the distinction of being the only man to knock out Israel Adesanya, represent what the sport is supposed to be. The recent buzz about a potential matchup between Jake Paul and Alex Pereira sounds like something out of a fever dream. Pereira, a proven warrior with a lethal reputation, represents everything Jake has avoided in his career. Dana White didn't mince words about this hypothetical fight. He knows Jake wouldn't stand a chance in either MMA or boxing against someone of Pereira's caliber. But the mere rumor highlights how far Jake has to go before he can be considered a legitimate fighter. While Jake Paul's 7-1 record looks impressive on paper, a deeper look reveals a carefully curated path. His victories against aging MMA legends like Tyron Woodley and Anderson Silva were more about smart matchmaking than actual skill. Then there's his sole loss to Tommy Fury. The fight proved what many critics have been saying all along: Jake struggles against opponents who are his age and on a similar skill level. The Fury fight exposed Jake's limitations and raised questions about how he would fare against more serious competition. The Tyson fight and its fallout have put Jake Paul at a crossroads. If he wants to be taken seriously as a fighter, he'll need to step away from the gimmicks and face real challenges. The question is, can he adapt? Jake has proven himself as a savvy marketer and showman, but those skills only take you so far in a sport that demands respect, discipline, and authenticity. The shadow of the Tyson fight looms large, and it will take more than flashy promotions to shake it off. The road ahead for Jake Paul is uncertain. He has the potential to evolve as a fighter, but that would require a fundamental shift in his approach. He'd need to prioritize skill development and face opponents who genuinely challenge him. For now, the leaked script, the social media backlash, and Dana White's scathing critiques have left Jake at a